Will the original version of Space Mountain be coming back to Disneyland Paris in 2025? That is the question every longtime fan has been asking about. Since Hyperspace Mountain was first introduced at Disneyland Paris, fans have been wondering when the long-awaited return of the original version of Space Mountain would be announced. In this video, we will discuss the probability of the beloved original version of the ride returning in 2025, and if so, when we can exactly expect the announcement. For this video, we've done research on all the different signs that might indicate that Disneyland Paris is in fact planning on reverting Space Mountain to its beloved original theme. There was a lot to look into, so we've put all the different signs here in one place, so you can make your own guess on if Disney will announce the return of the moon in the near future. As we all know, Disney has a newfound habit of putting overlays on their existing rides. The reason for this is that it is most likely more cost-effective than building a completely new ride from the ground up. A great example of this is the transformation of Tower of Terror to Guardians of the Galaxy mission, breakout at the original Disneyland park. We have to note that at the time of making this video, there are no plans regarding a refurbishment of Tower of Terror in Paris, but Space Mountain did get an overlay for the 35th anniversary of the park. May 7, 2017, the day Disneyland Paris opened the gates to the newly refurbished Hyperspace Mountain. The ride was refurbished and renamed after it's been known as Space Mountain Mission 2 for 12 years. Even though the interior is now Star Wars themed, the exterior retained its iconic Jules Verne theme. When the Star Wars overlay was first introduced, the fanbase in Paris responded in a variety of ways. But most fans didn't like how Disney destroyed the famous ride that saved the park from bankruptcy in the first years that Disneyland Paris opened its doors. Disney never intended the Star Wars overlay to be permanent, which leaves fans to speculate when and if Space Mountain will be reverted to its original state from 1995. For Disneyland Paris, it wouldn't take a whole lot of effort to revert the ride back to its original state. During a ride breakdown of Hyperspace Mountain, park guests that were on the ride had to be evacuated and maintenance lights had to be turned on. A guest who was in one of the trains during the ride breakdown took pictures of the interior of the ride with the lights on and has shared this footage online. This revealed that almost all of the original artifacts from the 1995 version of the ride are still intact and in the building. The many asteroids and other artifacts are visible with the lights on, but not in use, as Disney mostly uses projections within the Star Wars overlay. It has even been reported that the maintenance team at Disneyland Paris has been testing Hyperspace Mountain at night with the original on-ride soundtrack from the iconic version of Space Mountain with the newer trains. This has not been confirmed yet, but this could be a huge sign that Disney is testing for the original soundtrack to be used again after the Star Wars overlay is gone. So there are a lot of signs that could indicate the return of the original Space Mountain to Disneyland Paris, but we will have to wait for an official announcement from Disney for this to be confirmed. Until that time comes, fans can only speculate that Disney will decide to revert the ride back to its original state with the old trains, queue, and soundtrack. Everything is just speculation until Disney decides to bring back the moon. So what do you think? Will Disney revert Space Mountain back to its original state from 1995? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more content about Disneyland Paris. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.